The Eagles on to the NFC Championship game. Your thoughts on the matter?
Victory! Woo!
Eagles fly on the road to victory. Fight, Eagles, fight. Score a touchdown, 1, 2, 3. Hit 'em low, hit 'em high, and watch our Eagles fly. Fly, Eagles, fly on the road to victory. E-A-G-L-E-S, Eagles! Yeah! Here we go. Never a doubt yesterday. I never had a doubt in my mind. Just kidding. I had a lot of doubt the entire time, but they came through as they always seem to do. You know, the thing about this year's Eagles team is they just always seem to find a way. Right? It wasn't a great overall offensive performance yesterday, but we got a great overall offensive performance from Saquon Barkley. It wasn't a great overall defensive performance yesterday, but we got the right plays at the right times, and we got a great performance out of Jalen Carter. It certainly wasn't a great overall performance from Jake Elliott yesterday, but we got the field goals we needed to make it happen, and it just seems like, as a credit to the players who all play for each other, as a credit to Sirianni, who doesn't let them ever get too up or too down, this Eagles team just always seems to find a way, Ike, and they needed to do it for 2 more games.
Yeah, I mean, this is one of those games yesterday, Spike. Listen, this is what it's like being a Philadelphia sports fan. This is what it is. It's never going to be easy. It's never going to be a cakewalk. We're going to live on a tightrope with these teams, living and dying with every play, every minute of every game. And as far as baseball goes, every inning, every pitch, every swing. That's what it's like being a Philadelphia sports fan. It's never easy. But here's what I'll tell you. When they come through, it's the most gratifying thing. Because we will know when we come through all of that, trials and tribulation, we will have earned it because we've stuck through the good times and the bad times. And yesterday is another one of those games where we had to fight our way through it. It wasn't pretty, but this team has been gritty and resilient all year long. And we'll pick through the bones and figure out where they need to be better at moving forward and whether or not this is good enough for next week. We'll do all of those things. But today, we are headed to the NFC Championship game with an opportunity to go to the Super Bowl. Understand that. With an opportunity to go to the Super Bowl in our stadium. And my goodness, let me just say this. Saquon Barkley is heaven sent. I swear to God, man.
He might say he didn't come from heaven. He might say he was in the other place. He's in heaven now.
I've been in this town for 27 plus years, right? As a player, retired player, as a sports broadcaster, radio show host, what have you. And I've seen a lot of athletes come through this town, man. During that time, they have mesmerized us. The T.O.'s, the Roy Hallidays, the Cliff Lees, the Bryce Harpers. And I'm talking about guys who weren't drafted here and brought up in Philadelphia, guys that have come from other teams to be here. And I just named a few. Saquon Barkley is at the top of the list when it comes to athletes that have come here. He's right there with Bryce Harper. Because to me, I think Bryce Harper has held that crown since he's come here. He's held the crown since he's come here from another team, embracing this city, and taking us to the precipice of a championship. Saquon Barkley is 2 games away from surpassing that. Think about what we feel about Bryce Harper right now as a player and an athlete in this town. Saquon Barkley, in less than a year, has put himself at that level. And yesterday, My goodness. My goodness. My goodness. Our kids gets to watch a guy that they all are looking at like, where has this guy been all my life? Saquon Barkley. Listen, we'll talk about the other parts of the team, but number 26 this season has been about that guy.
An all-time season.
Oh, my goodness.
You know what's crazy about that?
Oh, my goodness. We talk about Jalen, all this other stuff. Saquon Barkley needs to be he needs to be the first thing that comes. I was about to say something. Let me pause before I even say it. Pause. I'm just telling you, that's where this guy is at, man. That's where Saquon is at, man. I'm that happy.
Well,
I'm that happy about that, dude. We don't have Saquon Barkley. We're not here.
Well,
we're not here.
What's crazy is going into yesterday's game, you look at the first game against the Rams and you go, well, there's no way he's going to do that again, right? And he did it again. And I think
in the snow.
In the snow.
In the snow.
And one of the greatest things about Saquon Barkley is not just his performance, is I think Saquon came here. One of the things that has made him great this year to watch him is he has perspective, right? Not every player that came here. Sometimes, Bryce Harper wasn't in a bad situation in Washington.
Yeah, not like the Giants.
Saquon coming here, I think not only gives perspective to his teammates, but gives perspective to us about, because you look at the energy he has and how he plays, and I think a lot of that energy comes from the fact that he is in a place where his skill and his will and how he is as a teammate can truly be used and appreciated. And he appreciates that because he comes from a place where it's not like Giants fans didn't like him, but there was nothing there.
But he felt like he was restricted.
He was
restricted. Bottled up, yeah.
And here, it's almost like he looks around, and when things are going bad, you almost have to, if you're part of what's going bad, you have to look at Saquon, and he's looking at you have no idea what it could be like somewhere else.
That's true.
And he has brought that positive will and energy and gameplay, and I think it's infectious. Like, after he has a 65 or 70-yard run for a touchdown, you can see the release of that energy from him, and I think it's contagious. Yeah. He has finally, that's the energy he has, and I don't think nothing's going to stop him, right? I mean, I'm not saying nothing's going to stop us, but nothing's stopping that guy right now.
This has been a magical season for Saquon Barkley. I'm not going to ruin this moment by going back to Week 18, but damn it, I'm telling you, the guy hasn't, knock on wood, the guy hasn't had a hair pulled off his ass in 3 weeks. You're telling me he wouldn't have got through that game in Week 18, breaking that record and still being healthy?
Would have been
There's
fine.
no way. I don't believe that, Spike.
You're never going to let it go.
This dude is on a this dude is on a mission this year, and I'm telling you, he is covered. I don't know in what. I don't want to get too biblical, but he is covered, man. He is covered this year. And, dude, I just don't know where we would be without this dude. I mean,
Not here.
Dude, yes. The defense is great, and I love our defense, and they keep us in games. And they were awesome yesterday. Jalen Carter, my goodness.
What's his contract going to look like?
Jalen Carter, my goodness. Jalen. Hey, Jalen. This is what we're talking about, Jalen. Jalen Carter, this is what we're talking about when we compare you to those greats, man. Doing it every game. This dude doesn't come off the field as a defensive lineman. Jalen Carter, yes. And there was a lot of other players. Zach Bond, Nolan Smith. Guys made plays yesterday. Isaiah Rodgers. But the leading force on that defense, Jalen Carter yesterday. That's what greatness looks like.
Well,
man.
In that final drive, right, where we were all the vomit was in the middle of our throat,
I had a brick in my back pocket.
Right.
And it wasn't from there. That's what it was. Yeah. And it was tight.
There wasn't a brick in the front?
No.
I just want to make sure we cleared that up. I just want to make sure that I know it's not Blue Chew style. I just want to make sure that we're all good. Yeah.
I lost it. Oh, Jalen Carter, right? That last drive where Ike had the brick in the back of his pants.
Yeah.
You could see and
man, you stupid, man.
Yeah. No, I know. My bad. Bad.
You could see, and they mentioned it on TV, that the defensive line looked gassed. They weren't coming off the field.
Yes,
There was one play where I saw Sweat just sort of complete, and I thought to myself, the reason that we're not going to be able to stop them is that these guys are not going to be able to catch their breath.
Yeah.
And Jalen Carter, he dug deep. Here's a guy who we're worried about being in shape, worried about bringing it every game, blah, blah, blah.
Work ethic, all those things,
And in a place where there is no doubt, I don't care how good a shape you're in, there is no doubt he had very little energy left. But he was able to dig deep and make a play that was, the play next to the play that ended the game. Without that sack on Matt Stafford when he got it,
we needed it.
We needed it.
And the pressure.
Right.
On the final play.
On the final play.
Yes.
I just wonder, where did it come from? He played every down. I think he missed two plays the entire game. Man. And he's been doing this for 8 weeks.
For months now, yeah. Yes.
It's that part of it was an unbelievable.
Amazing,
like I said, overall, the defense, it wasn't the best game they played all year, but when they needed to come through, they came through.